In the village of Famolo, there lived a couple named Nick and Okeke. They were well loved in the village, but had one sorrow: they had no child. For 2 decades, they prayed and hoped for a child. Finally, after much waiting, their prayers were answered. Nneka gave birth to a beautiful baby girl whom they named Chioma, meaning God is good. Chioma was the apple of her parents' eyes. Nneka and Okeke doted on her, showering her with love and attention. She was given everything she asked for. Chioma days were filled with joy, laughter, and most importantly, delicious foods. Her parents couldn't say no to her request, and she grew up pampered and spoiled. As Chioma grew older, her love for food became evident. She enjoyed the tasty meals her mother cooked and the sweet treats her father brought home. Chioma's appetite seemed endless, and she never turned down a meal. She loved food so much that it became her favorite. By the time Chioma became a young woman, she had grown quite large. Other girls in the village noticed and began to tease her. They would laugh at her size and make hurtful comments. Chioma felt ashamed and sad. She often stayed in her room, away from their cruel words. To find some peace, Chioma started visiting a nearby forest every evening. The forest was her refuge, a place where she could be herself without fear of judgment. There among the trees and singing birds, Chioma found solace. She began to sing and her voice was like magic. Chioma's voice was unlike any other. It was sweet, melodious, and full of emotion. Her songs echoed through the forest and drifted into the village. The villagers would stop and listen, enchanted by the beautiful music, though they didn't know who the singer was. One day, the village buzzed with excitement. Prince Ikenna, the king's son, had returned from studying abroad. He was handsome, kind, and wise. He had come back to find a wife. All the young women in the village hoped to catch his eyes and become his bride. The village was full of activity as the young women, dressed in their finest clothes and paraded around the palace. They hoped Prince Ikenna would notice them. Chioma watched from afar, feeling too shy and too different to join them. She knew she didn't fit in with other girls. One evening, after the excitement of Prince's return, Ikenna decided to go hunting in the nearby forest. He would always love the outdoors and wanted to reconnect with the land he had missed during his years abroad. With his bow and arrows in hand, he ventured into the forest, eager to explore and hunt. As he wandered through the trees, Ikenna heard a voice singing. It was the same enchanting voice he had heard drifting through the village on many evenings. He followed the sound, wavering through the trees and underbush, until he came upon a young woman sitting on a rock, singing to the forest. Ikenna stood quietly, captivated by her song. Chioma, lost in her music, did not notice him at first, but when she finished her song, she looked up and was startled to see the prince standing there. Her first instinct was to flee, but something in Ikenna's gaze held her in place. He smiled warmly and asked if he could sit with her and listen to another song. Chioma hesitated, but the kindness in Ikenna's eyes reassured her. She nodded and the prince sat beside her. For a moment they sat in silence, surrounded by the sounds of the forest. Then Chioma began to sing again, her voice carrying through the trees like a gentle breeze. Ikenna was enchanted. He had heard many voices in his travels, but none had touched him as deeply as Chioma's. When she finished singing, he praised her singing. Over the next few weeks, Prince Ikenna and Chioma met in the forest every evening. They sang, talked, and laughed together. Chioma felt happy and free when she was with Ikenna. She kept their meetings a secret, not wanting anyone to know. She feared that if the villagers saw the prince with her, they would make fun of both of them. One evening, Chioma opened up to Ikenna. He told him about the teasing and how she felt too shy to sing in front of others. Ikenna listened patiently and told her that she was beautiful inside and out. He encouraged her to believe in herself and her talents. Ikenna began to bring food to their meetings, sharing delicious treats with Chioma. He always brought her favorite dishes, and Chioma enjoyed the meals immensely. To fully enjoy these treats, Chioma would often stay hungry all day, saving her appetite for their evening feast. As the months passed, Chioma started to change. The long walks to the forest and the lighter meals made a difference in her appearance. She didn't notice it at first because she had broken all her mirrors, not wanting to see her reflection. but her transformation was happening slowly but surely. Ikenna too noticed Chioma's transformation. He saw the lightness in her step and the brightness in her eyes. He admired her strength and resilience, and his feelings for her grew deeper. With each passing day, he wanted to tell her how much she meant to him, but he was unsure how she would react. One day, the king announced that King Ikenna had found someone special and would soon reveal her identity. Ikenna's plan was simple but bold. He would announce his choice at the upcoming village festival, a celebration that brought everyone together. It was the perfect opportunity to share his news and show Chioma that he was proud to stand by her side. In the days leading up to the festival, Ikenna made arrangements with the village elders and festival organizers. He wanted the announcement to be a surprise, something that would take everyone by awe. The village was filled with excitement and curiosity. The young women were eager to find out who the prince had chosen. Chioma, unaware of Prince's choice, continued to meet him in the forest. The day of the festival arrived, and the villagers were alive with excitement and laughter. The people from the neighboring village came to join in the celebration. Chioma, dressed in a simple but elegant gown, decided to attend the festival. She had initially planned to stay home, fearing the judgment of the villagers, but Ikenna's encouragement had given her the confidence to go. As she walked through the festival, she received curious glances and whispers, but she held her head high, determined to enjoy the day. In the afternoon, as the festivities were in full swing, the village elders called for attention, but Prince Ikenna had a special announcement to make. The crowd fell silent, their eyes turned to the prince, who stood on a platform at the center of the village square. Ikenna took a deep breath. He could see the anticipation in their eyes and feel the weight of their expectations. But his heart was steady, filled with certainty of his love for Chioma. He began to speak, his voice strong and clear. "My friends and fellow villagers," Ikenna began, "I have been given the honor and the privilege of choosing a bride from among you. It has been a difficult decision, but my heart has led me to someone truly special. She is not just beautiful, but also kind, courageous, and full of the spirit that has touched my soul." The crowd murmured in surprise, trying to guess who the prince might have chosen. Ikenna paused, letting the anticipation build. Then he continued, "The woman I have chosen is Chioma, the one whose voice has brought joy and light to our village. She is the one I love and the one I wish to spend my life with." A gasp rippled through the crowd as people turned to look at Chioma, who stood stunned, her eyes wide with disbelief. She had not expected this, not even in her wildest dream. Tears welled up in her eyes as she looked at Ikenna, who smiled at her with warmth and love. The villagers were initially shocked by Ikenna's announcement. Many had known Chioma all her life and had seen her struggle with her wit and the teasing. But as they looked at her now, they saw a different person. A woman who had grown strong and beautiful, both inside and out. Slowly, applause began to build, spreading through the crowd until it became a wave of cheers and clapping. The villagers, moved by Ikenna's words and Chioma's transformation, began to see her in a new light. They admired her courage and the love that had blossomed between her and the prince. Chioma, overwhelmed with emotion, made her way to the platform. Ikenna reached out to her, taking her hand and pulling her close. Together they stood before the village, their love and happiness shining for all to see. The crowd erupted in applause, celebrating the union of the prince and the girl who had found her true self. Nneka and Okeke, Chioma's parents, watching from the edge of the crowd, were filled with pride and joy. They saw their daughter not as the child they had overpowered, but as a strong and beautiful woman who has found her place in the world. Preparation for the wedding began and the villagers were filled with joy. Everyone wanted to be part of the celebration. Chioma's parents were overjoyed and proud of their daughter. They had always seen her as special, and now the whole village did too. The day of the wedding arrived and the village gathered to celebrate Chioma. Chioma wore a beautiful dress and she looked like a princess. Ikenna couldn't take his eyes off her. As they exchanged vows, the villagers cheered and clapped, happy to see their prince and Chioma so in love, more beautiful than ever, and it touched the hearts of everyone who had heard it. The villagers realized how lucky they were to have someone special, someone so special among them. Chioma and Ikenna's life together was filled with love and adventure. They traveled to different parts of the kingdom, sharing Chioma's song and Ikenna's wisdom. They were a beloved couple and their story inspired many. Chioma and Ikenna often returned to the forest where they first met. It became a special place for them, a symbol of their love and their journey. They built a small cottage there where they could retreat and find peace. The forest was no longer a place of escape, but a place of love and joy. Chioma never forgot the kindness Ikenna had shown her. She made it her mission to spread that kindness wherever she went. She helped those in need and encouraged others to be kind and understanding. Chioma's voice continued to fill the village with joy, and Ikenna's wisdom guided them all. The village took great pride in Chioma and Ikenna. They were not just a royal couple, but also friends and neighbors. Chioma's voice continued to fill the village with joy. Her story was told and retold in the village. It became a lesson for everyone to see beyond appearance and appreciate each person's unique gift. The village learned to be kinder and more understanding, inspired by the love and kindness Chioma and Ikenna had shown. Chioma and Ikenna lived a long and happy life together. They raised a family and continue to spread joy and kindness wherever they go.